That was professionally done. Professional intro. What is up, Dodgers Nation? I'm FRG. That's a Clint right there. And that's a Clint over there. Mr. Clint Evans. What's going on, man?
Oh, what's going on, man? Happy Friday night. I'm ready to party and see the Dodgers get back on track a little bit out in the Rocky Mountains.
Yes, sir. Look at that. We got our inaugural Two Clints One Pavilion show here, live stream pregame, where you guys can complain about what happened, a couple days ago, and then for the post games, you go ahead and yell at Greg Bergman, as you know, hashtag DN postgame, and we can make some magic happen there. But everybody on the streams, we got some people on Periscope joining in. We never know how YouTube's going to turn out. It's always kind of a struggle bus there. We gotta make that feel pretty. And my Facebook is struggling, so off to a banger start here. But Kershaw going on tonight. Kershaw on the mound.
It is Kershaw Day. A lot can be salvaged by that. What are you feeling about Kershaw tonight, Clint? I mean, we talked a little bit before the show. The Rockies have had some success against the guy.
They really have. Like, you look at the numbers overall. You got Arenado having crushed him, at 327. These aren't, obviously they've been facing the dude for years. These aren't small sample size. 327 is a good number of at-bats with 3 bombs against them. Blackman, Iannetta, LeMahieu, they're all hitting. You got people, of course, the devil himself, Gerardo Parra.
The devil, Gerardo Parra. Oh, that guy.
Yeah, you got a lot of homies that straight up crush the dude, which is always a concern, and even more so of a concern when they are in the Rocky Mountains. I don't know. What do you think? How are you feeling about Kershaw tonight?
I would say on a scale of one to party, I'm feeling about a 5.5. Optimistic, but I think we're going to see some runs tonight, both sides. I really do.
I honestly don't understand that scale, but I dig it.
Well, party would be a 10. 1 obviously not good, but I'm a little more towards the side of party. The good thing is if Kershaw does give up a few tonight, I think smaller sample sizes, but the Dodgers have had some limited success against John Gray.
Yeah, that's the other side I saw. We have a pretty good going against Gray in the past. If I can get my stats opened. I have a screen here. I don't know if everybody can see it real nice, but we got Bellinger having hit almost 700 against the guy.
So yeah, Belly's 4 for 6 against him.
Yeah.
No home runs. Peterson's got a home run off of him. Let's see, our boy Max Muncy's 2 for 3 off of him. Machado's 1 for 3 with a home run. That occurred in interleague play because people are like, he didn't face him. You've got Puig and Turner both over 300 against them. We're going to see some runs tonight. I mean, it's Colorado. I think the total was 9.5. I wouldn't be shocked if we're in the the double digits once both teams are done scoring. I really wouldn't, but it's going to be just a matter, I think, of who can really just limit the damage. That's the story every time you go to Colorado, and that's a perfect lead into one of our later segments. I know without the big man out there, but I'm feeling runs tonight. I don't know. Call it a Friday night thing. But.
Somebody had his Taco Bell and he's feeling the runs tonight. Well, I guess we can kind of segue that into some of the lineup here. We have Peterson getting kind of a surprise start to me. I understand it's a right-hander, but I don't know. I would have taken Verdugo in the Rocky Mountain Air personally, but I don't make the lineups. Not yet.
Just on softball days, right?
Yeah, just every Wednesday night.
Yeah, Peterson's got a bomb off of him. I saw that. I'm with you. I would have gone with a little bit of contact there. Pete's has been scuffling a little bit. I'd have loved to. I like Verdugo's approach. He's a guy that can draw some walks and get on. But as we work down the lineup, I'm fine with it. Really, it's a pretty good lineup. And I'm a guy I've been complaining about the lineup quite a bit lately. It's a pretty good lineup until you get down to what's going on with Kike, your boy Kike, in the 6 hole tonight, second base.
Th-
Do
them-
you want to just read off the whole lineup? Give them the whole lineup.
Well, of course, every day for every game we on Twitter, Dodgers Nation Twitter, that's at Dodgers Nation. We put out our own version of the lineup. We call it Lineup Fun, and of course we have Senor Bombas at second base. Kike, we don't know the level of tightness in the pants yet. It is not game time, but I'm guessing that Roberts either lost a bet or Kike won a bet to get in the lineup for this one. Maybe it's a thin Colorado air. I mean, I'm not seeing anything that says that he absolutely needs to be in the lineup because, you know, he crushes the dude. He's 0 for 1 against Gray in his career. Must have been a really good at bat? Question mark.
This was the spot for Chase Dadley. You know?
Yes.
Right?
Which I feel.
I mean,
on that note, I feel pretty bad about where Utley's at. You know, he was kind of sold up the river for a solid month, even though he was very much ready to go. I don't think he's going to be getting any more starts for the rest of his career, which is a struggle bus to say as well. And it looks like, so I'm trying to get us, I think we're not hit live on Facebook. I'm not too sure. Doesn't look like we are.
Great.
We're new to this. We're not the experts that Mr. Gregory Bergmondo is, which is his full given legal name.
So we're definitely full go on Twitter. I see that, but same thing with Periscope. It looked like it was Mr. Bergman's stream when I played it.
All right.
So
struggle. Yeah. Well, we had it going good earlier. At least we're having a good time if nobody's there. I did see a comment earlier. I think it was actually from Greg asking if
Thank you.
If the bass behind me. Yes, I play the bass. I have several guitars up here on the wall that I do play. I'm an axe man. I have no rhythm to drum, but I can make the magic happen. Thank you very much. Slap at the bass, man. Nothing to do about the Dodgers. Nothing to do about the show. Welcome into FRG's life.
So we are good. We are good on Periscope. I just got it pulled up.
Right on.
Waiting for some comments. If you're out there and you're watching us live, make sure you call out your area code.
Yep.
Give us a shout out. But I mean, continuing on, let me give you the full lineup real quick. You've got Peterson, Turner at third, Machado short, standard. We've got Maximus Blastemus at first base. How about that bomb he hit the other night?
That was tank job, man.
That was so beautiful. I watched that like 10 times. Belly in center, hitting fifth. That's cool. And then we've got Senor Bomba second base. Our boy Grandal catcher. Puig holding down the 8th spot forever. And then we got Kershaw ninth. What do you think? Mentioned in our 7-hole catcher. What is going on with Grandal's defense?
Okay, so I think a lot of people have kind of defended it off and on for a while, all over the internet. It's like, okay, you know what you're gonna get with Yasmani. He's gonna come with pass balls. We know that much. That's what he's about. It comes with premium pitch framing, but just straight up missing plays is beyond me. I mean, these are plays that a Major League Baseball player should be making. Catching a ball from the outfield, holding onto it, finding out, knowing where a pop-up is, not spinning around on the floor, looking for the ball on the floor 5 times when it's right at your feet. Like, it's some of it has gotten to a point where it's pretty damn embarrassing. And he hit like 160 or something like that for the month of August, or he was still struggle busting in August. So I think he's hurting his free agent stock by a good amount. Not gonna lie.
You think he's gone? You think he's gone no matter what?
I think it's getting to that point where it's an option. Like,
yeah,
with the struggle of Austin Barnes continuing. Well, I mean, now thanks to Kevin, my co-host on the Boo Heaven podcast every Wednesday, Kevin called out Austin Barnes and Chris Taylor, said they should be released right away as part of his 40-man roster expansion. He said that he would release them, and it's like, you could have them up And then, sure enough, while we're recording, we're actually watching the game, and both of them, Taylor was on, and then Austin Barnes hit that 2-run home run. So maybe he's now inspired, thanks to at Kev is your friend on Instagram and Twitter.
Well, you've got to pick it up. If Austin Barnes is pushing you in any way, it's time to pick it up a little bit. You mentioned the other day, I think I saw you tweet something about having the catcher yips.
Yeah.
It's getting to that. It's getting to that point, man. You wonder. Defense can get in a guy's head. I mean, we've all watched Major League, right? And we've all had the yips. No, I'm just kidding. Just me.
Yeah, we've seen you with the hips. The yips don't lie,
seriously,
man.
Yeah, I looked at Grandal's defensive metrics a little bit. I was on Fangraphs, and last year as a defensive catcher, he was like 12.7 WAR, which it grades out pretty decently.
Mm-hmm.
He's like just barely 7 this year, so he's a lot worse defensively. He's always kind of remained solid. I'm sorry, he was negative value with the bat last year. He's positive value with the bat this year, so that's kind of salvaged this season, believe it or not. But you just wonder at some point this has got to stop, because it's getting to the point where you actually, you say to yourself, like, he's costing us a run a night. Where it's a pitch that gets away from him and skitters into the dugout, or a beautiful throw from Bellinger that he doesn't hang on to. It's enough times now that, like, a couple times I didn't notice, but it's enough times that it's everyone, even the casual fans, like, is this guy for real?
Yeah, it's gone past like a fluke narrative to full blown. Okay, this is an issue. This is a big time issue this season, and it's like, his knee hasn't gotten worse from his knee surgery years and years ago. Like, should be healthy. He hasn't shown anything that's bad. Does he have eyesight problems or something like that have kind of popped up for him? It's just, with how good he had been defensively over the last 2+ years. It's interesting to see it kind of rear its ugly head, and hopefully we've seen the end of that problem.
Yeah, you never want to chalk it up to a guy, being lackadaisical or anything like that. Who knows? It's not like he's not focusing on his defense or something like that. We'll see. Hopefully we don't. It's not something we talk about again for the rest of the year. I mean, changing gears. And it's almost like we forget, other than the pitchers, but rosters expanded the other day.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that? I mean, do you feel like anybody should be playing a little bit more, other than Verdugo? It's kind of a weird feel, because we're still using the same guys, other than you get your dose of Pat Venditti every now and again. Yeah. But is there anybody you'd like to see a little bit more? I've got one guy in mind I'd hope to see a little bit more in the mix.
Well, yeah, I mean, Doogie is definitely a guy that's proven that he's deserving of a spot. Other than that, I've been kind of on the Kyle Farmer train. Like, what did he do wrong to somebody?
Right.
I'd like to see him. Like, he hasn't. It hasn't appeared that he's just the worst catcher in the history of the universe. I think he used to grade positively in the minors, and then, this year they added him to the 25-man at the start of the season, and he was a third baseman, and now he was mostly playing infield for Oklahoma City. So that's kind of my guy. I would like to see Farmer clutch after the 8th or 9th inning. Farmer always gets it done then. For everything before those innings. But who's your guy?
I mean, this isn't, if anybody pays attention to my Twitter or some of my articles over at Dodgers Nation, it's definitely, I want to see a little more Tolsey. I kind of feel like he's a guy who I'll never forget the grand slam he hit at Coors Field back in 2016. Felt like that was a pretty epic moment, when we needed it. But, I think he's gotten a pinch hit attempt or two. But, I think the other day, you said it would have been the perfect opportunity to start him. I think it was one of the days we faced the right-hander. I think it might have been DeGrom or against Wheeler, and he didn't get the start. And, I don't know. There's a lot to it, I'm sure, but I would love to see the guy in the lineup more. I feel like he's got a big moment within him. He's had some tough luck. I would just I would hope down the stretch here he gets a couple starts. But I've always been kind of a Tolles guy, and I think things just would have been a little bit differently if his health would have been different. But you know, he's a guy that I think, you know, he is one of those 40-man call-up type guys that could provide a spark down the stretch if he's given the opportunity.
Yeah, and I think probably with him, his lack of at bats are going to be his undoing for this year. You know, he's not going to be somebody who's going to be warranting injuries aside, warranting a spot on the postseason roster if we get there. But also, he's wheels. He's a good arm. Yada yada. I think we like him.
No ifs. We're going. Come on. There's nobody out there that believes we're not making the playoffs, right? I mean,
yeah. Let us know wherever you happen to be watching this, wherever you can watch this,
wherever you may be. If you agree with me, give us hearts, thumbs up, loves, area codes. We're going to the playoffs. I mean, if you look at and I don't mean to be arrogant, but if you look at the numbers, you know, barring a semi-collapse, the Dodgers will be playing in October. What happens from there, I'm not going to pretend to know, but I do think they pull this out.
So book your tickets now is what you're telling people?
I'm about to buy my flight. You know, at some point in October. No, I think we're going to be fine. I mean, I think it starts with this series. You know, you got to take 2 out of 3. You just got to keep taking series. You know, and they've got a soft schedule. The schedule is in their favor. It's opponents under 500 remaining. The Diamondbacks and the Rocks can eat each other up. You know, going the rest of the way, and we just take care of business. What do we have? 22 games left, counting tonight.
Something like that. Yeah.
You know that.
I'm not a math guy. I don't do the numbers well.
It's all right. You know, we rattle off a 12 and 9-ish, you know, 13 and 9-ish type thing, and you know, that's not asking for a lot. So
no, this thing we can't go into this losing 2 or 3. This just can't happen. You know?
Right. And they're coming to my state next week. You know, they've got the Reds for 3. You know, that's a series where, you know, again, you can't. When you lose 2 or 3 to the Mets, when you lose 2 or 3 to the Reds, that's how things go sideways on you. When you are the odds-on favorite to take another division, so that's a series they're going to want to take starting Monday night. You know, out here in Ohio. Just getting some comments over here on Periscope. No, it is not a 3-way tie right now. Royals with cheese. Let's see. Where are you guys from that are watching? I see a couple Bellinger with kisses. I agree.
Yeah, let us know. Shout out those area codes and all that.
At Bergman Greg says we're going 16-6. I like it. I like the optimism.
I'm in on it. I'd buy onto that. I do love that Arizona's tanking right now. I think they've lost something like their last 100 games, give or take. So I'm happy. We sent them on a spiral.
Iris Tush, I love the name. Likes our vets that we brought in. Real quick, what do you think of that, Clint? How you liking a little David Freese action every now and again?
I think it was a shock, but it makes sense given the fact that Chris Taylor had made himself so ridiculously unplayable. Right. It needed to happen. You needed that right-handed bat, and then you know, instead of now when you're giving Turner a day off, moving Machado over there, now you got Machado who's great as a shortstop. You got Machado staying at shortstop, and then Freese can go take a game at third base, gets more time for Belly. You know, Max Muncy needs to be playing against left-handed pitching too, but I like the move, even though I'm a longtime Dodger fan who hates David Freese. I'm okay with having to root for him now, considering he's already helped right away.
Yeah, I like the Freese move, especially if you can sneak into the playoffs. I mean, obviously, you know, most baseball fans know he's 2011 MVP, and he took that series over. I like what he's done so far. Obviously, he got the bomb. He's got a couple multi-hit games. I mean, he's a 300 hitter against left-handed pitching lifetime. Those don't grow on trees. You know, the only thing I don't like about it, like you said, I want to see Belly and Muncy out there. Yeah. You know, semi every day against left-handers, but you know, Freese, you could do a lot worse than a David Freese if you're gonna sit one of those guys. Yeah. What did you think of Madsen? And I tell you, I was a little bit excited about the move, but I think, in our Slack channel, some guys were like, he's garbage now.
Yeah,
And
he's. I mean, he's 38.
I'm starting, yeah, he's old, and I don't know. It's not. I don't know if we have a postseason roster and everybody's at full strength. I don't even know if I'd want him on it at this point. There's still time, obviously, but he has not excited me quite like I thought he might.
Yeah, I mean, we picked up Axford. It didn't work.
Yeah.
We picked him up, and Madsen up now.